going to clean up our original watercolor in Photoshop. So I've already scanned it in and opened it up in Photoshop. We're going to get rid of the background here first, and we're going to put an actual, this is actually a background. It's the watercolor paper that scanned in. So we're going to get rid of the white background and the white in the middle. So it's just this outline of our painting, and then it'll be easier to put into Canva and make designs and then add them to Printful or Printify or whatever it is you're putting your designs on, whether it's water bottles, tote bags, cards, and whatnot. So let's go over here. We'll start here by duplicating the layer just in case we mess up. I'm going to label this Botanical Design High DPI. Okay. And then save that. And that's the one we're going to work with. So unclick the eye of the other one. And then we are going to click on the magic wand tool. And then I move the tolerance down to 20 from 100. If you've never used the magic wand tool, if you have it up higher, it will take away bits and parts that you don't want to. It's not as forgiving. So like when I had it at 100, it took away this light part right here on these leaves, and I don't want it to do that. So I guess I could show you that. 100, and then click on it, and then I hit delete. And then see, it took away these like lighter parts of my leaf. I don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to hit Control Z, undo, Control Z, undo, and then I'm going to go to tolerance and change it to 20. And then I'm just going to hit here, click there, and hit delete. So it doesn't get all of it. You're just going to click around and get it, but it doesn't delete what you don't want it to delete. So it did a lot on the first two swipes, which is good. Now we're going to zoom in and get these pieces. Oops, let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, now let's get rid of these little tiny pieces. Oh, no, I'm still in zoom. That's my problem. Zoom out. Okay, go to the magic wand tool and click here and just delete. And it goes in here and makes these like, it makes the shapes of what's left in the background, what it thinks you want to delete, and it's very smart. And you just go in, click, and delete. And it's a very quick way to clean up the paper from your painting. So go through and do that. So I'm doing that in all these little spaces. And you can see for the most part, it's deleting exactly what I want it to delete. So it's not that much work to clean up your painting. Okay, got all of that. Got all, oh, here's some right here. Delete that. There's some right there. That's why you need to zoom in so you can really see what it didn't get. And then there's another trick I'm going to show you to really make sure everything has been deleted or cleaned up. And I assume here there'll be, yeah, lots of spots that it didn't pick up on. But like I said, it's still super easy to go in here and delete this with this tool instead of having to use like an actual eraser. Let's see. And then I'm going to show you how to get rid of the pencil marks too that you don't want. Okay. Because my face really isn't in the screen, but I'm busy looking at the... Oh no, I want to undo that. I don't want to get rid of that leaf. Okay. I think that's all of it. Oh, is that a piece? Yep. All right. Okay, now let's zoom out. Zoom to fit the screen. And then we're going to add another layer. Oh, let's go to the lasso tool or the magic wand tool one more time. And just click somewhere, delete, and then click again to make sure nothing's selected, because your fill tool won't work if something has been selected, and it is quite frustrating to figure out what that was when it happened to me. Okay, so I kept trying to fill and fill and fill, and it wouldn't fill. I clicked on all sorts of things, added all sorts of types of layers, and it wasn't working. And it was because there was a little bit of the magic tool still selected. So annoying. So make sure you click into that tool to make sure there's no more dotted lines going around. So layer, new layer, and we'll label this background white background. And if you have a white background and you've cleaned up all the outside, then when you go into Canva, they have a background remover. So it's very easy for them to remove the background. So then when you do go to a transparent background, there's no white behind it. That's a lot of information. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so we're going to put the white background behind the botanical design. We're going to get the fill. And this is a trick to see if we're all cleaned up before we make it white. So go to black or dark gray, fill it all in, and then look, you see these white dots here? It's not all cleaned up. So we're going to go in, and this time I'm just going to use the eraser tool. Here's the eraser tool, and make it a little bit bigger. And I'm going to go in and clean this stuff up. And then I'm going to zoom. Okay, see all these white little spots? Those are spots that just didn't get cleaned up. So we're just going to use the eraser tool to clean that up. So go back to the eraser tool. Got my eraser tool. And oh, stop. I did that last time. Let's undo that. And then I want to click. Nope. I want to be on this one. I want to be on the design. And now when I erase, it turns it black. There we go. So make sure you're clicked on the layer of your painting. And then I'll get a smaller eraser and do some of these details, but you just go in and delete or erase these little marks, and then you'll be very cleaned up when you put the white background on. And you won't see these marks. Oh, I want to clean up this little error in my painting, which is not really an error when you have an original painting, but I want the card to be a little bit more cleaned up. Okay. Go in and delete all this stuff. And then I'm going to go ahead and pause it and delete all this stuff. And then I'll come back and show you the rest of the cleaning up, like the pencil marks. Okay, I got it cleaned up for the most part. So let's zoom out. Fit to screen. Okay, make sure you have your white background selected, and I have the white. I got my paint bucket. Okay, and then click. It's just making it lighter and lighter until we get to white. There we go. Okay, so now we've cleaned up the background, and now I want to use this healing tool. Right click the healing tool, go to spot healing tool brush, and then zoom in. And I'm going to get rid of some of these pencil. Oh, I know where there's pencil marks that I don't like in here. These white in this white flower. So go to the healing tool, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay. Oh, I need to be on the botanical design. Let's go here. Botanical design, please. Okay, now you can use the healing tool. There we go. Oh, yeah. Now it's working. And it's just showing you, it's picking up pixels that you think you want, and it's replacing those pixels over the top of what you are trying to clean up. Let's zoom in a little bit. I think my computer's trying to catch up with itself. Yeah. Okay. Zoom, zoom. Okay, go back to the healing tool. There we go. Clean this guy up. Let's clean up this petal. I want it to be nice and white. And because I was doing watercolors, I just left this white. I left it white paper and painted around it. But you can see some of my sketching from when I made some updates that didn't get completely erased. So let's get rid of that. All right, and that is how you get rid of pencil marks. And I'll do that throughout the painting, but it's pretty easy to clean up your painting. And then I will save that. I'll merge these two layers together. I'll delete the background layer and then I'll save it, and then I will move it to Canva and make some edits there, and I'll do a separate video for that. All right, thanks.